Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our honorable lecturer Dr. Sharifah Khairul Musara and my fellow classmates. My name is Sharifah Nifa binti Said Tajuddin, and today me and my group members are going to presenting a case study of Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad. Before we get started, let me introduce you to my group members.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Nurilia Batusha binti Wan Muhammad Nasir.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Azri Bejari.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Rinia Anisa binti Muhammad Ramzi.
So first started, I will begin by explaining about the company background. Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad is one of Pharmaniaga Berhad subsidiaries companies that operates specifically in pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing industry. Located in Puchong, Pharmaniaga Lifescience is the only specialized sterile small volume injectable plant in Malaysia. Currently, Pharmaniaga Lifescience undertakes fill and finish manufacturing of Sinovac COVID-19 vaccine to supply to people. This marks a milestone not only for Pharmaniaga but for the nation, as this is the first human vaccine in history to be filled and finished in Malaysia. As you can see on the slide, Pharmaniaga Lifescience mission is to provide quality product and superior services by professional, committed and caring employees, while the company vision is to be the preferred pharmaceutical brand in regional market. If you look at down below, that is the company core values, namely respect, integrity, teamwork and excellence that will positively impact the way Pharmaniaga Lifescience conduct their business. So now before we move on to the next part, let's look at interviewee profile. To complete this case study presentation, we managed to get an interview session with Ms. Nushiham Rosli, the Head of Human Resource Management at Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad. So a little bit about Ms. Nushiham's academic background is she holds a bachelor degree in Business Administration from University Utara Malaysia and also Master in Science from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. For her experience, she has been working in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad for 8 years now. In addition, she has a 10 years experience in HR department and another 5-year experience in production sector. Her experience in HR are varies as she has been managing people, training and development, compensation and benefit, employees and industrial relationship, and last but not least in recruitment and selection. Okay, that's all from Ms. Nushiham's profile. So now I will pass to Wan Nur Ilya to explain about internal and external recruitment in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad.
Thank you, Ifa. Next, moving on to the recruitment process in Pharmaniaga. According to Ms. Shiham, the recruitment process in Pharmaniaga consists of the usual major steps, meaning that they are using the traditional hiring process. Firstly, when they identify the vacancy, they will prepare for the job specifications and description. After that, they will advertise the vacancy through social media. Then, based on the feedback received, such as resumes from candidates, they will do the sourcing part where they will select, source and review the potential candidates. After they do the selection, they will conduct the interview session and decide on the best candidate. So, out of these 6 steps, Ms. Shiham said the review part was the most tricky because they need to view whether the resume submitted meet the specifications they need. This requires more of their time and attention. Next, I will pass to Putri regarding this recruitment process.
Thank you, Ilya. So, one of the questions that we asked to Ms. Nushiham after she done explaining about the recruitment process in the Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad is that in current economic situation, our Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sidrian Berhad is dealing with the too many job applicant situation. According to Ms. Nushiham, their company industry is quite specialist. So normally, the candidates taken are from the pharmaceutical industry, which in Malaysia, this industry is quite rare as there is not many companies in Malaysia being categorized under this category. However, in current situation, she said to us the answer of yes, they do receive quite a number of CV and resumes whenever they make any job advertisements post via the online platform. the interview, we also asked Ms. Nur Shihab that since she said that her company start to face the too many job application, it seems that it could be a problem to the company in the selection process. So, does her company has any future plan to conduct a different way of talent selection process rather than doing the method like screening the candidate resume? Based on what been shared by Ms. Nur Shihab, as for the time being, Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sina Berhad still pursuing the traditional way of recruitment. She said that yes, there are ways to do it in modern ways, but as for now, our company are not yet implemented them.
Thank you, Putri. Now I will explain about the main differences between internal and external recruitment in Pharmaniaga. As what we have learned, there are multiple differences between internal and external recruitment. But for Pharmaniaga, Ms. Shiham said the main difference they face is related to the duration of the recruitment. She said that the internal recruitment in Pharmaniaga is shorter compared to external recruitment. For example, in internal recruitment, they only conduct interview to assess the compatibility of the person towards the job. This is because they already know that the candidate has been adapted to their culture. However, for external, Ms. Shiham said they have to share everything. Hence, that's why it takes longer time. For instance, during the job interview, they have to understand the behavior, the current skills, and also the knowledge that the candidate has. Essentially, induction training is a must, so it takes longer time. In relation to that, let's see the internal and external sources of recruitment in Pharmaniaga. According to Ms. Shiham, the internal sources involve mainly transfer and promotion, meaning that Pharmaniaga's usual internal sources are through transferring an employee from one location or department to other, and also moving an employee from one job to another higher one. While for external sources, they focus on online media such as LinkedIn, Job Malaysia, and Job Street. Next, let's see the Pharmaniaga Standard Operating Procedure or SOP on recruitment and selection. Actually, at first we asked about the Pharmaniaga's main recruitment policy, but Ms. Shiham said currently they do not have any specific policy. Normally, for recruitment, they will just follow the recruitment's SOP in place. The aim of this SOP is to comply with the relevant labor laws and regulations. In addition, it also aims to set out obligations, standards of behaviors, and support in building the organizational culture. So, how do they distribute the SOP? The documented SOP will be issued to all heads of departments, and reviews are conducted periodically to ensure all procedures remain current and relevant. While for employees, they can access the SOP via the employee handbook on the intranet. Intranet here refers to a private network that can only be accessed by their employees. Some of the content in the SOPs includes a way to safeguard the operations from forced or child labor. So, they strictly require employees to be 18 years old and above on the date of joining. Not just that, the company's requirement towards the management in terms of promoting or transferring employees are also included in the SOPs. And then, due to current pandemic situation, we also asked about how does COVID-19 affect recruitment in Pharmaniaga. According to Ms. Shiham, the company has been expanding their business during COVID-19. Currently, they carry out small volume injectables SVI, fill and finish contract manufacturing for both regional and global companies. In short, they are involved in supplying the Sinovac COVID-19 vaccination. However, even though they are expanding, they are currently not recruiting much people. Ms. Shiham herself said that as long as they can survive with the current manpower, they will survive with the current manpower. The reason is because their current aim is to make sure the company can survive in this pandemic. As we know, the current economic conditions are uncertain. Many businesses have collapsed, and most of the time, it was because they cannot afford to handle the fixed costs such as labor costs. Hence, she further said that even though Pharmaniaga are expanding, they still take precautionary measures in order to sustain their business by focusing more towards the reduction cost of manpower, which includes reducing the recruitment costs. That's why now they are not really recruiting much people. So that's all from me. And now I will pass to Azri.
Alright, thank you, Ilya. So for recruitment and selection service, Pharmaniaga Lifescience company also doing outsourcing activity to handle their recruitment process. Outsourcing is business practice in which a company hire a third party to perform tasks, handle operation, or provide service for the company. A company outsourcing work may hire a contractor to perform functions that were previously performed by employees. Outsourcing can help business to reduce labor costs significantly. When a company uses outsourcing, it enlists the help of outside organizations not affiliated with the company to complete certain tasks. For Pharmaniaga Life Science company, they are doing outsourcing activity. This company only using for manager post and above, which is for the top management. By hiring others company for recruitment process, Pharmaniaga Life Science can reduce and control operating costs because outsourcing is often cheaper than hire on an employee. And it also takes away some level of uncertainty about cost. The contract will determine exactly what will get done and for what price. Other than that, Pharmaniaga Life Science can share risk with another company, which is recruitment agency. This agency company will share some of the responsibility for completing the tasks that assigned to them. For assistant, manager and below the company still doing the recruitment activity by their own. That means the company will finance the entire cost, including direct or indirect, that incurred during recruitment process. After Pharmaniaga choose to hire other company to conduct their own recruitment process, there are several criteria that the Pharmaniaga will look for before getting them on board for their recruitment activities. According to Ms. Nushiham, first factor and the most important factor that they will looking at is that they will ensure that their recruitment agency have experience getting the candidate from pharmaceutical industry, because working with the right staffing partner is important to ensuring that company overall hiring strategy, timeline, onboarding, and training are as efficient as possible. It's also critical to ensuring that company future employees will provide the highest return on your investment. So choosing a staffing agency shouldn't be a task that are taken lightly. Second factor is on the cost itself. Normally, the rate for the recruitment agency they're looking at around 10 to 15% of the annual based on salary of the candidate they interested to recruit. There is no point hiring an agency that cannot afford. The company will compare the cost of different agencies, but avoid automatically going with the cheapest. After all, they want to choose the one that provides the best overall service. Due to the movement control order, most companies are relying on video or phone interviews for the recruitment process. Some even engage job seekers virtually via webinar, which replace career fair. Same goes to Pharmaniaga company. They also have e-recruitment technique that have been carried out. Currently, for interview session, they do online interview instead of face-to-face due to pandemic COVID-19. Even onboarding training, when many people join them, they also give video clip of Pharmaniaga background and detail. Then they will email to them all the required training to be ready for joining them. E-recruitment will make a recruiting process more efficient and less expensive. And by using e-recruitment, HR manager can reach a larger pool of potential employees and speed up the hiring process. They will implement workers' profile screening through application form and documentary evidence of candidates' personal particulars during recruitment process. Pharmaniaga company also have doing recruitment for the local community. At Pharmaniaga, they will attract new talents and provide employment opportunity for the local community by organizing talent development and recruitment program. The program, namely the Professionally Registered Pharmacist Program, Pharmaniaga Internship, and the Protege Program. These programs provide participants an opportunity to experience working in the pharmaceutical industry, to learn and develop on-the-job skill. In 2020, 166 candidates had participated in their talent recruitment and development program. The company are committed to continuously improving the program to deliver more value to the community. For the professionally registered pharmacists in 2019 and 2020, they have some total recruitment, which is 2 people only. For Protege program, they recruit 65 people in 2019 and 42 in 2020. And lastly, for Pharmaniaga internship, they recruit 216 people in 2019, and in 2020, they recruit for 122 people. Good recruiter will invest time in vetting prospective candidates by asking screening questions to get a sense of their qualification and interviewing skills. During the recruitment process, Pharmaniaga company also give questions and conduct a test during recruitment and selection process. So the things that they conducted is normally language test, and during interview, normally they ask the question related to the technical assessment. They ask about technical and also behavior question. And there are also questions related to company value is right, respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. There are questions related to business-like culture to ensure that the answer given by candidate meeting their requirement of company goals and objectives.
In internal hiring, how can a human resource manager like you can successfully evaluate co-workers' abilities to do a new job? This is our next question to Ms. Nur Shihab. Ms. Nur Shihab said as for her and what her company look on when developing people or talent is the ideas of selection of leaders. She added up that they could not 100% guarantee that if they delegate any expansion of the job to any of the employee, he or she will succeed. She also shared with us, which is in their company, the most vital factor that they look into any talent or employees is attitude. As for her also, she personally thinks that a person with a good and positive attitude can succeed in any kind of task that been delegated to them. So, in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Sdn Bhd, there are 2 main factors they look into a talent or their employee, which is positive attitude and the ability to lead. As for the ability to lead, it been accessed through the involvement of the particular person in the curriculum activities. According to Ms. Nur Shihab, in her company, there are many kinds of communities in safety, health environment, which namely are like first aid communities, personal protective team communities, and others. Hence, if that particular person involved highly in those communities, it can be concluded that this is a kind of person that they are keen to develop more, rather than a person who doesn't like to socialize with others and just sitting on his or her workplace doing their job. The talent or employees in Pharmaniaga Lifescience must know how to socialize with others within their organization. As a whole, Ms. Nur Shihab wrap up by saying, in her company, there are more to interpersonal skill. We proceed to the next question, which is more to a situational or problematic question. Which the question we asked to Ms. Nur Shihab is that after years of being in this HR industry, Have you ever experienced any situation whereby the candidate already passed the selection process? However, after being selected, the candidate is caught red-handed lying about his or her qualification. What action will you take? Based on Ms. Nur Shihab, she never experienced any kind of this situation before. However, she said if let's say that this kind of situation came across, what she will definitely do is that she will launch a complaint regarding that matter. She will start off by conducting an investigation about the lying part, and after that, a necessary action will be taken toward the particular person. We added up our question by asking her, if this matter happened to you, do you will have a bad impression towards the person who had caught lying? Ms. Nur Shihab answered to us that she will not judge the person directly, either having a bad impression toward the particular person just based on their mistake or past experiences like what they did wrong in the past. This is why it is vital for making an investigation first in order to know why that particular person lied to us. However, according to her, in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Berhad, normally what they did before accepting any newcomer into the company is that they will definitely do a background check. So this will narrow down the percentage for them to face this kind of situation. The next question that we query to Ms. Nur Shihab is that let's say you need to face a situation whereby an employee that been promoted seems to be a person that is a bootlicker, which means that a person who like to flatter with the top management. What would you do in order to overcome the dissatisfaction that will occur among the other employees in your organization, as they think that they are more capable for that particular position? So, the answer given by Ms. Nur Shihab sounds like this. In Pharmaniaga Lifescience Berhad, they have a document that is called Code of Conduct, which is this particular document state the grievances procedure. Therefore, if let's say any of the employee found any grievances, they should report it to their immediate superior. Yet, if the immediate superior does not take any action toward the report, they can directly report to the HR department. As in the HR department, Ms. Nur Shihab said when they receive such a report, they will do a proper investigation, whether there are a need to take any counseling measures, give out a show cause letter to that particular person, or others appropriate action that can be taken, which still based on the earlier investigation that had been done. Last but not least, the question that we asked in the scope of internal and external selection is that which one does Pharmaniaga Lifescience Berhad prefer, conducting internal or external selection? As stated by Ms. Nur Shihab during the interview session, both have pros and cons. But for her personally, she thinks that if the current people are available, then why must they take people from external? It is better if they just recruit people from the internal. Nevertheless, if the current people that is available is lack of specialists, then they will think to outsource externally. In addition, she also shared with us that one of the common practice in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Berhad is that when there is any vacancies available, they will look into their internal talent first instead of looking externally. This is because in their company, one of their main target is to develop people, which means that they want to develop their employees. Ms. Nur Shihab also highlighted that the fact in Pharmaniaga Lifescience Berhad, they are not hired to fire, but their company concept is that we hired to retain. The reason for doing this is because they realize it will be such a waste for their company if they neglected their staff, as they already developed them and a huge amount of money being spent on that particular staff, and like instant for standing them for training and so on. Hence, it will surely be such a big waste for the company if their employees left them. So now, I will pass back to Sharifah Noifa to share more information about the talent recruitment and selection in Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad with all of you.
Thank you, Putri. So now I will explain the implementation of equal employment opportunity concept in Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad. So, equal employment opportunity EEO is a concept that are designed so that all applicant and employee are treated similarly without regard to protected characteristics such as race and gender. According to Ms. Nushiham, in Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad, the company has implemented this concept in their recruitment and selection process. For instance, in the company job advertisement, they don't put any specific gender or race as their requirement. This is to ensure that all the job applicants have an equal opportunity to apply for the job. So when they are recruiting, they only look at these three items: knowledge, skill and attitude of the person, which is they think the most important component that recruiters should look when they are hiring a candidate. On the last part, we asked Ms. Nushiham on the challenges that faced by Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad in their recruitment and selection process. So one of the challenges that faced by their company is to pick the candidate that are fit to the job. This because they see the time duration for most interview is very short, as it only taken about 1 hour the most, which can't really guarantee the person that the company choose can do the job well. So to overcome with this kind of problem, Pharmaniaga will usually do a probation period for new employee to evaluate whether they can do the job well. So as you can see on the slide, Pharmaniaga probation period for executive and above is around 6 months, while for non-executive position is about 3 months. So during this period of time, if the person cannot really excel in the job, the company will face to face with that person, stated what are the things that the person can improve in doing the job so that the employees can do the job successfully. Other challenges that they face is by having virtual interview. This because in this current pandemic, the company has no choice but to conduct their job interview online. So the most challenging part by having virtual interview is that they cannot evaluate the candidate very well due to limited body language shown by candidate. For example, they cannot see the candidate eye contact, hand movement, their body posture, and so on, which can really affect how they assess the candidate and can potentially lead to the company not always making the right or the best hires. As a conclusion, we can say that the talent recruitment and selection in Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad is still relevant and can be still as well managed with a good process. Based on our interview with Ms. Nushiham, there are few inputs that we gained from her. One of it is she said that as a student that soon will find a job, having a positive attitude is very important. Recruiters nowadays are not looking only at candidate academic background and skill, but they also look at the candidate attitude because poor attitude from candidate will likely result in poor work performance. Other than that, Ms. Nushiham also shared with us one tip that increase the possibility of job applicants getting hired. And that is to be prepared whenever you go for any interview. When you can't fully prepare, she said that it will make you more confident and you will likely to be noticed by recruiters. Lastly, she also said fresh graduates should not be too picky when it comes to getting a job. They should be accepting any job that may come at their way and take that as opportunity to pick up and build skill and experience while they are working. Before we end our presentation, here are our pictures with Ms. Nushiham in Google Meet. We would like to say thank you again to Ms. Nushiham for giving us the opportunity to interview her to get to know about Pharmaniaga Lifescience and Berhad carry out their talent recruitment and selection process. So that's all from us and thank you for listening.